Good evening and welcome to Netzach Yisrael's Kitzur. We are continuing tonight. We're up to Siman Kufla Mit Gimel, Hilchos Yom HaKippurim, the rules of Yom HaKippurim. We'll start at the beginning, Sif Aleph. Yom HaKippurim, also ba'achida of B'shasiyah. On Yom Kippur, it's also forbidden to eat and to drink. For a Kitzur, you're not allowed to wash. For Sichin, allowed to rub in lotions and creams. And B'inasa sandal, you're not allowed to wear leather shoes. Or Tashmish Shemitah, you're not allowed to have relations with your wife or husband. But also b'chol malacha until talking about Shabbos, and it's also forbidden to any malacha or carrying anything outside. The same as Shabbos. The kibbutz tzrichen hosef me'afala kodesh. Now, since we had a rule that we add from the weekday to the kodesh, l'chein asurim b'chol elim b'od yom. Ezizman kodem ben hashmashos. Therefore, all these things which are also on Yom Kippur are also also a little bit of time during the day before ben hashmashos. So we add from what's definitely chol to what's kodesh. L'chein b'matzah Yom Kippurim. And similarly, when Yom Kippur goes out, we also add a bit of time then to Yom Kippur, so it's also for a bit longer after Tzeit HaKochavim. Sif base. What about touching food and drink? When you have to give them to children to eat. Some say it's permitted to touch the food directly, and some are more stringent. If it's possible, then you should be careful not to try not touch the food or drink when you're serving it to the children. With regards to the Issa of washing, you should see earlier in Siman 124. And as we said there, also on Yom Kippur, it's not the only Issa of washing is if you're washing for pleasure. And you should be very careful that when you wash, you shouldn't wash more than is actually necessary. When it comes to washing your hands, let's say before Ne'ilah or Mincha or Mariv, and since you have been in shul all day davening and busy saying tefillas and piyutim, so then you can be sure your hands have been guarded. You're not going to touch any part of your body you're not supposed to have touched below your chutz, and therefore you don't need to wash your hands before davening those tefillas, and therefore you shouldn't wash them on Yom Kippur. Sit up. Hakanim she'olin l'ducha. Hakanim are going to duchen on Yom Kippur. Kivin sh'leduchen tzvichin et yadayim at hazorah. Since, as far as when it comes to duchen is concerned, they're supposed to wash their hands up until the arms, up until the wrist at least. We know not to yadayim b'shachris rakhat spot. Now, if they only in the morning when they woke up, they only wash their hands up to the fingers, then after both oz alan kasadayim, even though they made a bracha then of alan kasadayim, nevertheless, kiven shavim tila he lo ha'ila lahen haduchen. Since that washing, which was only up to the fingers, was not sufficient to allow them to duchen, which requires washing further. In kain u'sokashin notchen at as well, when they wash now before duchening up into the wrist, so you can avoid shenis alan kasadayim. Let's make another bracha, a second bracha of alan kasadayim. But Tevyosen it's better. Therefore, for Karnim, it's better in the morning they should wash their hands until the wrist, but it's after the bracha, and then they won't have to then make a second bracha when they wash up to the wrist later on before duchening. Someone who's ill, even if he is not in immediate danger, he can nevertheless wash as he would normally wash. Likewise, a kala who's been married within 30 days of Yom Kippur, she can wash her face. In other words, she should not be considered undesirable by her husband. Someone who unfortunately sees a discharge in Yom Kippur, if it's still moist, then you should wipe it with some sort of towel. If it's dried, you should wash those places which are dirty, but only those places, because there's the same rule as if it was excrement. When he washes, he shouldn't wash with a cloth, in order that he shouldn't come to squeeze out the cloth. But also you're not allowed to do tevilah in a mikvah, even if in the rest of the year you would normally do tevilah in a mikvah. You can't do it on Yom Kippur. The and he should reveal his distress to a Talmid Chacham, explain to him what happened to him on this holy and awesome day. And then the Talmid Chacham will teach him what he should do, in order that he should have a kapara and his days should be lengthened. Sif Zayin. Sicha afsura afilu b'shvil lahavi azoma. Rubbing in lotions or creams is also, even if you're doing it to remove, let's say, sweat or some sort of oils on your skin. Even if you only rub it onto a part of your body. But someone who's ill, even if he has not in immediate danger, you can still rub in lotions as he would normally do. Someone who has, let's say, pimples, in our countries where normally people who are healthy would not rub in lotions during the week, then he is not allowed to rub in lotions on Yom Kippur, because it's obvious that if he's doing it purely for medicinal reasons, which is also. When it comes to wearing shoes, so even though the normal rule is only for leather shoes, but some say it's also even to wear wooden shoes, even if they're not actually covered in leather. But something which is made of gum or some sort of plastic or reeds or some sort of cloth, that is mutter. Now you should be particularly stringent when it comes to this issue of wearing leather shoes. Even if you have to walk in a place which is dirty or has mud or it's wet with the rain. And even if you have to walk among non-Jewish people in your unusual shoes, it's still forbidden to wear leather shoes. Now if he finds it extremely distressing to walk in a place which is dirty or muddy or wet without proper shoes, then then he should wear shoes without a heel. Or if he can't wear that, then perhaps he should wear shoes which do have a heel. But perhaps he should switch the left for the right and the right for the left shoe, if there is a difference, obviously, between the shoes. Now, if he has done that, so he's wearing leather shoes on his way to shul, then before he walks into shul, he should take them off and hide them away and put on non-leather shoes. And he should be careful that he shouldn't touch the shoes, neither when he puts them on or takes them off. In order that he won't have to wash his hands, since he's not really supposed to wash on Yom Kippur. You're allowed to stand on cushions, even if they're made of leather or wrapped in leather. But when it comes to davening, then you're not allowed to stand on anything. You have to stand on the floor. Someone who is cold, feels cold, and therefore doesn't want to stand directly on, let's say it's a cold floor, he doesn't want to stand directly on it without proper shoes and without anything underneath him, then he's allowed to stand on some sort of mat made of some reeds. Anyone who's ill, even if he's not in danger, or someone who has an injury to his foot, and similarly a woman who's just given birth in the last 30 days, they are allowed to wear leather shoes. So they wear proper shoes. So if you're done. Also, liga be'ishto, a man is not allowed to touch his wife, even during the daytime. And he should treat her the whole of Yom Kippurim. So the whole Yom Kippur, he should treat her as if she's a niddah. And the same rules would apply as it applies to a niddah. So if you're based. Women who are pregnant or are breastfeeding should fast on Yom Kippur, and they should try to complete the fast like anybody else. Someone who's breastfeeding but their child is ill and in danger, the child will only feed from the mother. And if she fasts, the blood, that will cause a danger, real danger for the child, then in that case she should not fast. So if you'd gimel. Someone who's pregnant and she smells some food and she has a desire for that food. And it's known and it's known that if she has a craving and she doesn't, and you don't give her some of what she's craving, then it could cause a danger for herself and for the child. Therefore, if she says she has to eat that food, even if there's no, doesn't look like on her face that she's ill, or on the other hand, or possibly you see that on her face that she's suffering from it, even though she doesn't actually say anything, then you've got a danger to deal with it. So at the first stage, you whisper into her ear, remind her that there's Yom Kippur. Sometimes that alone will be sufficient to calm her down, and she won't actually feel the effects of that craving anymore. And if that's not enough, then we can feed her in the following way. We start off by giving her only a small amount. She dips her finger into maybe some sauce or gravy, or something similar. And she puts it into her mouth and she tastes something of the food that she wants. Sometimes one drop will be enough to satisfy the craving will go away. And if that's not enough, then we can give her some of the food, but less than the shear of the Dorais of eating. If that's still not enough, then then we have to give her as much as she needs to avoid the danger of the craving. Similarly, anybody, not just someone who's pregnant, but anybody who smells food and has a craving for it, and it has a physical effect that you can see on their face that they distressed and because of the food, then they are considered to be in danger. But and we would do for them the same as I've written with regards to a pregnant woman. But in contrast to a pregnant woman, anyone else, if their face hasn't changed, so it's not obvious, you can't see a physical manifestation of their craving, then you wouldn't feed them. Even if he says that he needs the food, we won't act on that unless we can see a physical manifestation of that craving. As a pregnant woman, you don't have to see the physical manifestation if she says that she needs. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.